guys, this is Riri from Lifted Geek here at Rose City Comic Con with Anamiya. She is a well-known cosplayer of the community and she's actually a guest at Rose City Comic Con. So I'm here to ask her a few questions. Starting now. Okay, so Mia, I just wanted to ask you how you started cosplaying. Why? What got you into it?
I went to my first convention in '07. I didn't even know like conventions existed, and my friend got me into it, and so I went to the convention. I saw the costumes, and I was just blown away because I'm an art major, so I love art and creativity, and seeing what people could make, and especially what people can make out of the most unusual objects. It just like fascinated me. So I was like, I want to do that. I want to be able to dress like my favorite characters, and so my first costume was bought. And it didn't fit me, and it was a hot mess. So no one ever saw that one. So after that, I was like, I'm gonna start learning how to do this myself and make my own, and I just haven't stopped.
Oh wow! 2007. That's when my first convention was.
Okay.
And Justin from Lifted Geek got me into it.
Nice.
At that time. Where was it at?
It was Anime Matsuri down in Texas. And yeah, that was my first one I'd ever been to. It was actually really big, so it was a good experience. It was huge, and the people there were awesome, and yeah, it was great.
Did you do any other modeling?
I did.
Prior to that or after?
Yeah, I actually did some modeling in like 2001 and kind of did it from there, but it was just something I kind of did on the side.
Right.
And then when I started cosplaying and I learned that people do photography and do photo shoots with this, I was like, wow, I can combine, modeling and cosplaying and put it all together, and it's so cool, all the stuff you can do with cosplaying.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. I went through all that too. What was your first cosplay at that convention?
Oh my gosh. So it was Narene from Shuffle, and it was really bad. Like the wig was really shiny, and the top was like 2 sizes too big, and yeah, it was really bad.
It was a commission online or something.
It was like one of those like stores that, yeah, it was really bad.
We've all had those experiences. I know I have, even at the time I was like, this looks great, and I look at my photos and I'm like, that's
yeah.
we make
it's like, we're just gonna hope no one ever sees these pictures.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. Did you ever take any like sort of crafting or sewing classes or anything like that to kind of get started?
I'd never taken anything before. It was all like, I was originally hand sewing everything, and it would take me hours to just do like one little tiny piece. And then I got a sewing machine, and I started watching YouTube videos all the time on like how to sew and just practicing. That's what it is. It's practice. Like the more you do it, you start getting into control, and you're like, okay, I can do this.
Oh wow! What was your biggest challenges? I guess maybe the better question is, what was your hardest cosplay that you had to put together?
My hardest. For me, it's always hard to do. I love doing armor. Like I love it. It's so much fun to like work with Worbla and to make armor. But you have to be so strategic about it, because you have to know how things are gonna move. You have to, especially if you're doing something on your feet, like when you walk. If you don't think about it beforehand, you could end up having to like stomp around everywhere because you can't move your foot. Yeah. So it's a lot of like preparation and thinking things through, and so that for me is the hardest, because I get too excited and I just want to jump into it.
Oh.
And then and I've seen what problems that creates.
So I'm guessing you messed up quite a bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've messed up a lot.
It's really frustrating.
It is.
To mess up and then know you have to start all over again. Because some things you can't just backtrack and then do it again. It's not like taking the seam ripper. Even that frustrates me. I can't stand taking the seam ripper.
Yeah, exactly.
So previous previously I said that Mia is a guest. Is this your first time being a guest at a convention?
I've been a guest a few times. This is my first like big, I think really big convention where like I'm really doing a lot. Like I'm doing panels, I'm doing contest judging. Normally it's kind of like one or the other, or you know, a little bit, but it's like all work all the time and kind of doing stuff and promoting. But it's great, it's fun, and you know, I love this convention. The people are so great. The convention itself is amazing. So it's like when you really like something, it's so easy to do the work, you know?
Right. Are you, was the cosplay contest your first time as a judge, or you have been a judge?
I've been a judge before. This one was different just because there were so many entries. It was so hard.
Yeah.
I think in one category alone we had 60 entries.
Oh my goodness.
And then trying to narrow that down to a top 3, and then the kids. The kids are always the hardest to judge because you just feel like the worst person. You're like, I'm gonna make some little kid cry no matter what I do. You know, it's like you feel like such a horrible person.
I was there for the cosplay contest. I watched it all, and I saw how like we were just like, oh my god, what are you gonna do? But the kids, they all got their baggies.
Yeah,
you know, so
exactly.
that was really good to see.
Yeah.
But we have full coverage of the cosplay contest from last night, so just stay tuned for that in the near future, maybe next few months. So can you describe how this cosplay contest at Rose City was? You said it was different from the other ones. Like, what did you mean by that, other than it being such an
You know, this one was kind of hard because we had so many people and we were limited on time. It was really getting people up there, doing their little walk across, and then going back off. The ones that I've done before, you get time to actually talk to them. Like the pre-judging is what I really like because then you can actually like one-on-one talk to them and say, you know, how did you make this piece?
Right.
Because for me, that's what I really enjoy is like, if you tell me you made your hat out of an oatmeal can and I can't even tell, like I'm like impressed by that. Like I love hearing those stories and being able to see things up close. Yeah, the craftsmanship and just the creativity of people and what they come up with. So that was one of the things that I kind of wish we had last night. Just because I feel like that's such a big part of it. Not just like just the stage presence and all that, but actually understanding and seeing what people went through to make that costume.
Right, and like setting a criteria.
Yeah.
How it's going to
Yeah, exactly.
My experience is that anime convention usually have prejudging. Is that what your other experience were at?
We're anime conventions. So this one was a little bit different. Plus, I think it's only their second year. It's definitely one of those things where it's kind of a learning process for the convention too. So I'll definitely be like talking to them and saying, hey, you know, I mean, it went really well. It was a great time. But here are some things that'll probably help you guys to where I feel it was maybe a little bit more fair, where people were able to, you know, kind of talk about what they do. Because I mean, you can have a costume that looks really simple,
Yeah.
but it probably took them like 50 hours to complete, and you have no idea until you talk to them.
Yeah.
So
Well, Rose City, they do have a lot of improvements that they can make. But
Yeah.
it's pretty good for Rose City.
yeah, for a second year, this is amazing.
The organization was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I've been to a few conventions when it was their second time, and it was just a disaster.
Yeah.
You know, so, but overall, I was pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
It was really good to see you as a judge. Oh yeah, I entered with Justin. we were like, oh my god, you know, like
Yeah.
we didn't know there was one until our videographer Lauren was like, there's a cosplay contest. I'm like, and so because there wasn't any set criteria,
Yeah.
like oh, you just be 70% made.
Yeah.
I mean, mine was like 11% made, but because I wanted us to come together, I figured that would be perfect because then there's no restriction.
Yeah.
And then, so I was really happy about that, but I also knew that meant tons of people.
Yeah.
That was like a clear
I think
sign
there
that
were all
tons of
together
people
like
wanted it.
over 150 people in the contest altogether in 2.5, 3 hours.
Yeah, no, I thought it went through really well. Like it wasn't unorganized.
Yeah.
And then one last thing, do you have any advice that you could offer to our community on those who do want to pursue like what you're doing, cosplay modeling, or any other advice that could help push them along in that direction?
In general, as far as cosplay, my biggest advice is always don't be afraid to try something new. Don't get intimidated. Like, I sit there and get so intimidated by sewing something, and I won't work on it for like 2 weeks, and then I'll do it and it takes me 5 minutes, and I'm like, why was I so scared to do this? And then getting into the cosplay modeling, it's confidence. Have fun with it, First and foremost, it's about having fun. The minute it stops being fun and it becomes work, then there's no point to it. Like, always just remember to have fun and be yourself and just have that confidence in whatever you do. So
that's great. Thank you so much for your time, Mia. That's it, guys. Get lifted.